Caleb's the guy that I'd go to the gym with. Silas is like peak man. Kiss me! Press kiss me! Those are... Oh my gosh, it's... What's that? It's Nabby. What is Nabby saying? What's that poster? What's the poster say on the aircraft? What does it say? And it says, kiss me!
Does that mean we can finally do all the things we used to want to do but couldn't before?
Get your head out the gutter, you dirty boy. Or you mean the things we wouldn't... Oh! No! It gets worse every time. Every time. What the heck?
You're quick on your feet. You're quick on your feet.
In the vacant dim corridor. Sorry, I've got the giggles. Let me giggle. What's he called? Toki. Is it Toki? Protect me. The veins on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede. What? I hope they're not tying him up. Or maybe I do want him to be tied up. Why am I holding the microphone like that? I feel gross. Whoa! A full body scan image. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Whoo! I zoom in on the big blue. Hi. I need to put the chat on. Hey, you okay? See, I told you I look like a little bit like a hippie. I feel like I need to wear the headphones today because I think there's a lot of story that I need to sort of uncover. And, I mean, the volumes looks okay. But look at this necklace that I got. My sister came back from New Zealand and she got me this wonderful necklace. And the person on here is like a mask. It's like a... I'm not sure if it's a deity or a warrior from the past, but they're called Toki. And they are the symbol of courage, power, and authority. So now I have the power of the Mauis from New Zealand to protect me, which is kind of cool. You named your dog Moana since she loves water, just like Moana. That is adorable. That is so adorable. You haven't read the myth either. Okay, well, just to warn you guys, we are about to do the Caleb myth and trying to do it in chronological order. So if you want to experience this yourself, then you'll probably need to do another stream or come to another stream because we will be going through this today, okay? At the far end of the shelter, our paradise has long since closed its door. Lucid dream. I did not expect this wallpaper. This music is good. Oh, I'm excited. I've had Silas's myth ready for so long, but I've heard such disappointing feedback from other people that I've just not really felt the urge to do it. So let's see where this takes us. Alright, Caleb, show me what you got. Show me you're not a weirdo. Oh. Here we go. In a dark, warm quagmire, a viscous substance slowly dissolves. My body regains a sense of boundless weightlessness. My conscience stirs as sunlight filters through my blurred vision. That is a interesting football. Is that a football I see? Ugh, I'm guessing I'm just woken up. Where am I? This place feels familiar. How did I end up here? Gentle footsteps echo outside. They're followed by the soft creak of a door opening. You just grunt at me? You just grunt at me, dude? I'll grunt to you.
Your fever's gone down. Just have some more rest. I asked the association if you could take sick leave. So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside...
I didn't mean to skip that. Sorry, my finger... my fat
I asked
finger
the association if you could take sick
fingered
leave.
the right button.
So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside for the next few days, I'll be by your side.
So, I'm imagining that when we took those pills in the main scenario quest, we had a dream, a lucid dream, and it's this one. I'm guessing. Is this a dream? Sunlight streams over the windowsill, yet the familiar face before me appears as if he's submerged in dark water.
It's okay. It's okay if you forget. Even if you don't remember anything, I can always say it again.
He lowers his head and gently grasps my hand, his gesture almost tinged in reverence.
I'm Caleb. I'll always be...
A buzzing noise suddenly fills my mind and overwhelms other sounds. I shake my head and touch my forehead. There's a thread-like crimson wound on the inside of my arm. My mind feels sluggish, as if it's something important that shouldn't have been forgotten was buried beneath a veil of empty ambiguity. What happened? Carmen Leung. Hi, Carmen Leung. Nice to meet you. Hi. We do these early streams just for the Asia time. It was interesting because my sister, she's also called Carmen. But yeah, I had to arrange a few things. So hey, nice to meet you. 10 days ago.
Dear passengers, we have arrived at Sky Haven. Please ensure that you take all your belongings with you as you exit in an orderly fashion.
Dragging my luggage, I walk out of the train station and recall the route I took before. As I find fast food restaurant to the left of the exit, I take a picture. Kwa-ching, kwa-ching. Hey Caleb, guess where I am right now? Did it crash? Oh. What? I turn off my phone screen and shift my gaze. The fast food restaurant's glass will reflect my silhouette. Oh good, I'm glad I make you happy. The last time I came to Skyhaven was for work 2 months ago. I secretly infiltrated the fast space fleet so I could investigate the whereabouts of an ether core fragment. During that mission, Caleb, who became the fleet's colonel, reappeared before me. Immense joy plunged me into a bubble of reclaiming what I had long lost. However, as time passed and I learned more, Caleb's changed behavior and attitude distanced him from the image in my memory. Though we've recently found a new way to get along, still can't help but wonder. What secrets lie hidden behind that unfamiliar colonel's uniform?
Turn around.
You
You should have given me a heads up. Still like to do surprise attacks, huh?
always appeared in Lincoln without telling me in advance. Why can't I do the same thing? You were quick to show up. Caleb, you already knew I was visiting, right?
Or maybe I was so excited after I saw your message that I stepped on the gas.
Speeding and knowingly breaking the law? I hope you know what your crime is, Colonel.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to arrest me.
Caleb takes the luggage from my hand and gestures for me to follow him.
Have you eaten yet?
I was planning to drop off my luggage at the hotel first. Aren't you supposed to be on duty today?
What about you? You got a day off and decided to take a trip to Skyhaven?
Yeah. Half a month ago, the Hunters Association assigned a special mission. Fast Space Fleet requested a hunter's assistance in detecting metaflux for one of their secret missions. For work and to be closer to Caleb, I secured this opportunity. I made sure to arrive in Skyhaven one day before the mission starts. Our shadows begin to meld together as we walk. I hesitate before deciding to keep this to myself for now. Yeah, I took a day off to see you, fool. You should be teary-eyed since that's the next step in the protocol. In the docking area, Caleb stops beside his personal aircraft.
Since you came all the way here for me, you need to play along with my plan now. Let me take you somewhere first.
Huh? This is a dream, right? This is definitely a dream, right? 10 minutes later, I stare at the familiar scene before me. I'm speechless. Caleb, if I'm not mistaken, this is your house, right?
You're not seeing things. I gotta respond in kind to your surprise.
The door creaks as it closes behind me. He slightly leans forward and the necklace I gave him sways.
Someone had planned a business trip to the Far Space Fleet well in advance. But they kept it so under wraps that I had almost no clue.
I see. So some people just let the cat out of the bag. Now it's your turn. Why did the fleet request a hunter's assistance? What's the secret mission? Before I can finish speaking, Caleb reaches out and pinches my lips shut.
We can focus on the work stuff later. Cancel your hotel reservation first. And then...
His warm hands land on my shoulders and push me deeper into his home. Quickly step to the side and turn around. And then what? Caleb raises an eyebrow and gazes at me as if seriously considering something. My idiot brain just said something. He then spreads his arms.
You know what I mean.
Alright, come here, boy. My memory of the past merges with the person in front of me. The corners of my mouth curl up involuntarily. I move closely and then slowly wrap my arms around his neck. I missed you, buddy.
Welcome home.
Right next to my neck, his breath tickles my skin. He gently runs his fingers through my hair.
I'm really happy you're here to see me.
Through my hair? The fresh haircut, that's what it is. That's why it looks kind of short. As the sunset light filters in through the windows, our shadows lean closer together on the floor and meld into one. Wow. Nice start. Cute. Oh, I love this song. Yo, this song is good. Yeah, definitely wear glasses. Whoa. It's well, it's a lot more intense with headphones. Even just small reactions. Okay, here we go. The sun sets and rises. As its radiance descends on the city again, I prepare to officially report to the Far Space Fleet. Personnel info was supposed to be confidential, but you somehow figured out it was me ahead of the time. Oh, I get it. You must have pulled a few strings again, Colonel.
It's a new day and you're still bothered by this?
I notice my shoelace is loose, and just as I'm about to bend down, he crouches.
It's because you turned down the fleet's offer for a shuttle. Figuring out the possible reasons isn't hard.
Surprising you is no easy task. I pick up the cap from the nearby coat rack, run my thumb over the silver insignia, and then place it on Caleb's head. Up. Your entire demeanor changes when you're wearing a uniform.
Is it too intimidating? Or is the color too heavy for you? It doesn't matter what role I'm in. I'm still the Caleb who helps you tie your shoelaces.
Is this myth supposed to be a dream or a reality? I'm not sure, Casey. But it's called Lucid Dream. Caleb ties my shoelace into a neat little bow. Then he stands up and adjusts my collar before opening the door.
Let's go. And keep this with you.
A key.
You can use it to open the door to my house, my car, and my personal aircraft. You can try it on anything to see if it'll open, basically. Since you declined the fleet's shuttle, you'll have to ride shotgun with me this week.
Alright. The official meeting between the Association and the fleet will be held on the 17th floor of the fleet's command center. Upon arrival, I saw that the conference room was filled with attendees. Caleb had parted ways with me when we entered the command center. His new adjutant, Liam, guides me through the entry procedure.
Your seat has a label with your name on it. Walk straight ahead and you'll find it. I need to go now. I'll see you around.
Thank you. I nod. But just as I'm about to walk around the aisle, a voice calls out to me from nearby.
You're the hunter the Association sent?
And you are? The man wearing a fleet uniform has a row of medals on his chest. Sorry, I'm really struggling to pronounce stuff today. Almost like I'm struggling to read it. However, his piercing gaze that's directed at me draws my attention.
So, the command center allows anyone to just waltz right in now, huh? Caleb sure has a knack for being an eyesore.
I pause, unsure if I misheard him, and Liam, who returned before I even realized it, positions himself to be in front of me.
Colonel Heath, is there a problem?
You shouldn't stick your nose where it doesn't belong.
The man casts a dark look. With a snort, he turns and walks away. He seems to have a problem or two with hunters.
He's the Tomb Fleet's colonel, a seasoned veteran with a notoriously bad temper. Try to avoid him whenever possible.
Liam escorts me to my seat. He nods once and I sit down.
He has no problems with hunters. However, he doesn't see eye to eye with Colonel Caleb. You'll find out why soon.
Zane? What, you think he sounds like Zane? Looks like this mission is going to be a bumpy ride. He kinda does sound like Zane, doesn't he? As the meeting is about to start, attendees take their seats. The door opens. Amidst the quiet attention of everyone present, Caleb walks to the center of the conference room.
I'm sure everyone is already aware that there will be personnel changes within the fleet next week. I will assume command over the Tomb Fleet. Colonel Heath will be relieved of his duties so he can rest and recuperate at Atlee Island.
Kitty eats apple. That's a new one. Or not a very common one. Yeah, interesting. Maybe that's something you can write in the poll. Is this a dream or is this real? When does this take place, for example? So his fleet got taken over by Caleb. No wonder he's upset.
The Wanderers and Metaflux Index in the Deepspace tunnel are on a whole different scale compared to what Skyhaven and Lincoln display. This is why we've decided to collaborate with the Hunters Association. A hunter will supervise the physical evaluations of the Tomb Fleet officers. Now, the fleet handover ceremony will officially begin.
The hologram flickers and the lights dim. During this signal transmission, a faint glow lands on the various expressions of the fleet's senior officers in the conference room. My first day at the Fleet's Command Center ends with various transfer procedures. In the evening, Caleb and I decided to meet at the runway. Oh man, what's taking him so long? In the night's dense fog, Caleb's figure slowly appears, but behind him is...
Colonel Caleb, why are you in a hurry? You're not interested in the upcoming banquet?
The handover ceremony is complete. Whether I stay or not, you should be on your way to Atlee Island.
Caleb's gaze sweeps past me and he stops a short distance away.
Well, I'd like to give you some advice, young man. I know how you got this position. You're just Lucius's pawn, planted here to infiltrate the fleet. Just like how you took over my fleet. He can easily replace you with another sad pawn tomorrow.
In the fog, the man takes a step.
A year ago, I was standing in your shoes.
In other words, you've been abandoned, Colonel Heath.
I might be an abandoned pawn in his game, but not in someone else's. Kid, why don't you consider giving yourself a way out?
Once you're off the ground, the only path is forward. Have you gotten so old, Colonel, that you've forgotten what you once learned? Atlee Island's been experiencing lots of electromagnetic storms lately. Even the sturdiest aircraft could be torn to shreds. Worry about yourself first. I appreciate your advice, so let me remind you of something. Watch your step and keep your eyes on the road ahead. Until next time.
You...
The man seems furious. He attempts to stop Caleb, but his hand stops midway and droops down in a peculiar position as if it's frozen in place. Blocking Heath's line of sight, Caleb strides over. When his gaze meets mine, genuine joy lights up in his eyes.
When did you get here? You must have been waiting a long time. Come on, let's go home.
What a gentleman. It's already midnight by the time we get home. After changing my clothes, I lean against the couch and wait. Soon, Caleb walks out of his bedroom.
We're home and you're still frowning.
Man, you've already changed? He walks over and gently taps my furrowed brow.
What are you thinking about?
Seems that a certain colonel has his fair share of struggles against the fleet. I scoot over to make room for him, and I wonder how I can ask him about the confrontation on the runway. After today, I think I understand why you need a hunter's assistance. This Colonel Heath doesn't accept you at all. And while this situation looks like a fleet merger, it's really more of a one-sided takeover by you.
Oh?
But he's on his way out, so he's not worth stressing over. The real concern is the person pulling the strings behind him. They don't want you to control the Tum fleet. And that person is an actual threat to you. What appeared to be an infighting within the fleet could get much more complicated, especially if a third party jumps in. And that's why the Hunters Association is involved. The higher-ups will try to clamp down on any schemes to protect their secrets. Meanwhile, you should be able to take over without a hitch. It's only been a few months, Caleb. You're definitely stepping up your game. I narrow my eyes as if I'm closely examining him. Caleb can't help but chuckle as he passes me a nearby cushion.
Likewise. It's only been a few months, but someone's really been honing her people reading skills.
What about you? He's supporting you, huh?
Isn't that person you, Pipsqueak?
Oh,
You're keener and more skilled this time. Even your muscles look more toned.
oh, dude. I haven't, to be honest, since streaming. I've gone to the gym less. I've been trying to make so many videos, but... Thanks, dude. Been working out, bro. Caleb leans in, and the light casts a shadow under his eyelashes. The cushion remains between us.
But you still look a little worn out. Have you been feeling tired lately?
Oh yeah, man. I've only had 5 hours sleep. We lock eyes, and my fingers glide over the cushion to rest on his hand. I hold it. Caleb, no matter what your next move is, I've got your back. Tell me, what do I have to do? Want to breathe into my ears one more time, boy?
Liam will be overseeing the
This the first few times we see him in this myth, he just breathes in my ear, and he's done it twice. He's now done this 3 times.
main procedure.
He's very breathy.
You'll be in charge of gathering and organizing the personnel files of the Tomb Fleet.
Oh my gosh, has he got secret times? Has he got secret times? Oh no. Oh no.
And overseeing their anti-transformation tests.
And
What's with that "is that all" look on your face?
Caleb rescues the squished cushion from my grip and hands me another one. His expression slightly becomes more serious.
Don't underestimate your role. You've been here for only a day, and you already sense the tension in the air. This won't be a walk in the park. If you run into any snags, let Liam deal with them.
You mean Zane? I raise my eyebrow at him, and Caleb bursts into a fit of laughter. He knows. He knows it's Zane.
Of course, a
That's all I needed. Of course. He's like, of course it's Zane.
small task like this is hardly a challenge for you. Guess I'll just kick back and see how it all plays out.
That's more like it. Choosing not to dwell on the tension he mentioned for now, I shove the cushion into his arms and give him a thumbs up with a smile. I'll make sure to protect you, you poor, helpless, extremely strong and gym-focused person. That was sweet. So far, so good with this myth. Oh. I want this anytime. I could even go to the gym with this song easily. Oh, the official transfer of the, is it Tomb or is it Tum? Because I'd like to say Tum. The official transfer of the Tum fleet starts today, and as expected, the process is anything but smooth. Number 3997, Vice Captain of the Tum Fleet. You've served over 5 years, is that correct?
Did you call me over just so I could listen to this crap?
Excuse me, what did you just say to me, boy? Hey, buddy. Hey. Look me in the eye and say that again. After the transfer orders were issued, the fleet arranged a medical examination for all the officers. Can you explain why you chose not to participate?
Who doesn't know what this examination really means? You think everyone's itching to turn into a monster?
Monster? What are you talking about, the touring ship?
Oh, you probably don't know, being a hunter and all. That ship is just the beginning of their twisted modifications. Let me be clear. There's no way I'm doing that examination. I don't care if it's about modifications or that ship. I'm not doing it. The fleet's real big shot will return soon. Let's see how long your monster colonel can keep this up.
The interrogation light switches off and leaves behind a faint, swaying shadow. The big shot, huh? Could they really be the person who poses a threat to Caleb? I collect myself and lower my head to move number 3997's profile aside. And under it are old medical examination reports from some members of the Tum Fleet. The same person shows completely different results after being transferred to Caleb's fleet and undergoing the medical examination. The chip rewrote Kevy's memories also, and now it's causing a drastic enhancement in these officers' physical capabilities. Is this all connected?
Miss, here are the files you requested. I already organized them. Do you have any further instructions?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
Understood.
Ah, this guy. 3 days ago.
No! I'm not taking that exam! I'm not going! Release me! Caleb can only pull this off because he has someone's backing! You monsters! Nobody wants to be like you!
Not only have his physical capabilities been enhanced, but his personality has also been altered. What the hell are they trying to do to these people? I get up, trying to find that officer so I can get more information. But when I open the door, I'm stunned to see Caleb.
What happened? Why in a hurry?
Removing his hand from the door handle, he shifts his gaze to the end of the corridor.
You need something from that officer?
You're tentative. Or attentive. If I ask Caleb about the modification now, he probably won't tell me the truth. Should probably find some more leads first, and then I can confront him when he can't dodge the questions. It's nothing. I realized I forgot to ask him for another file, that's all. It's okay, I'll get it later. Caleb's eyes fall on the open examination reports. I lean against the edge of the desk trying to gather up the files behind my back. Shouldn't you be in a meeting right now? What made you stop by? Caleb's focus stays on the stack of files, and after a moment he raises his eyes to meet mine again.
I see someone looked into my schedule. The meeting ended early. I was passing by and thought I'd bring you some snacks.
Snacks? Dude, look at my face, it's so carby right now, I need to cut the carbs again. He offers me the small box and I slap it away.
Light refreshments from the meeting. You probably need them more than I do after working the whole day. By the way,
Thank you.
you'll be having dinner on your own tonight.
Oh, okay. I guess there's another urgent meeting for you, huh?
Just some minor stuff about the fleet merger. I'd rather take care of them myself.
Nodding, I accept the desserts, and yet Caleb remains where he is. I pause and then open the box. I hold it out to him. I mean, if you're not in a hurry, you want some?
It's okay. Take your time. I'll get going now.
Wait, Caleb, how long? How long will your meeting be? Caleb's gaze drifts over my shoulder and lands on the electronic clock on the wall behind me.
I'll pick you up at 9.
9? You just gonna leave me with all these desserts? I have a secret, guys. My family bought, I think, desserts yesterday. Or was it day up before? And it was meant to be shared for the family. I think there was about 5 desserts. I had like 3 of them. Yeah, I had like 3 of them. I was like, this is kind of nice. And there was like a collection, you know, like British afternoon tea. You have all these different cakes. So I was just like, yeah, it was like cream cakes, chocolate eclairs, raspberry jam, donuts. Oh man, and that's why. See, look at this now. It's all pudgy. The carb base, you know. If I stop eating the carbs, it'll be like it'll go back to normal. It's carb base week. Oh man, I hope I can find some documents related to this modification. After reconfirming Caleb's schedule and office duty status through the virtual terminal, I set the dessert box aside after eating 3 of them. Oh, and I had it with a cup of tea as well. Oh, jeez. I have 3 hours. That's plenty of time to have a run. Yeah, literally that. I'm really bad with food. With food, I'm very good at not eating. But if you buy like a box of sweets or a box of meat or something, it won't be there by the end of the day. It'll be gone. So my parents love buying snacks. So when it comes to my door, that's it. It's over. It is over. Yeah, I need to not have it, basically. Liam and Caleb are in a meeting, and in the corner outside the Colonel's office, I take out the key Caleb gave me. Oh, it actually works. The door opens and then closes. A soft glow from a virtual screen illuminates the quiet office. His password is... In the past, Caleb used to jumble words and numbers that were meaningful to him in a particular pattern to create passwords. I tried 2 combinations and both were incorrect. And with only 1 attempt left, I clench my fist. After a moment of hesitation, I try again. It works. The password was a combination of "when you come back" and my birthday. This is a gooner. 100% gooner is what Natalie thought at that very moment. I can't afford any simps. As I duplicate his access permissions, I quickly search for anything useful. His personal profile. Oh man, it's his search history. Oh jeez. The profile reveals that Caleb graduated from DAA Aerospace Academy and participated in secret training during his 3rd year. He achieved outstanding stalker results. Secret stalker training? Anything I didn't know about? Subsequently, because of his exceptional Gooner performance in finding new patrol routes within the Deepspace tunnel, especially the patrol routes that I patrol exactly, he was promoted to be the fleet's colonel. Recommended by Professor L. Professor Lucius. So this person indeed played a role in Caleb's joining the fleet. The Caleb depicted in this profile is nothing like the person I know. And in addition to the unfamiliar resume, there's also a full body scan image. Oh my gosh, it's huge! Whoo! Damn! It's gradually revealed second by second. And in the part that's already visible, his right arm is marked in an abnormal shade of blue. I zoom in on the big blue. I zoom in on the blue. Circular. 2 big circular big blue areas. And notice how it's so bony and muscular. What? What? I can't help myself. I can't help myself. This is what they're referring to as modifications. Just as I'm about to take a closer look, the system just shuts down. The account is forcefully logged out. Ugh. Woo! A notification appears saying that the device's login permissions have been revoked. Please re-verify your identity. Have I been discovered? Taking a deep breath, I quickly delete the search history, and when I turn to leave, my clothes snag onto the drawer and yanks it open. I wonder what was sticking out of my clothes. Inside the drawer, that is so hard to say. Inside the drawer, a small rectangular object rests atop a pile of paper reports. Chip implanted for clinical trials only. I should look at this. What is this big, blue, circular area? Whoa! Whoa, don't touch it. It's locked me out of the system. Oh, it's so big. It's the Turing chip. Without hesitating, I hide the implanter in my shoe's secret compartment. And when I close the drawer and get ready to leave, the door opens. Ow. In the dim room, the brim of Caleb's cap casts a shadow over his gaze. He slightly tilts his head.
Why are you waiting for me here?
You took too long, bro. I was getting impatient. That justification sounded absurd, even to me. My palms begin to sweat, but he just grins.
Is that so?
Uh-huh.
Let's get going then. The meeting ended early. Time to go home.
His eyes almost unnoticeably drift over to the now dark virtual. He turns and holds out his hand to me. But I don't move.
What's wrong?
Aren't you gonna ask me?
About what? About why you're in my office? Or whether you found the thing you were looking for?
Pulling back his hand from the door handle, Caleb lowers his head. His gaze, obscured by the darkness of the night, engulfs me from head to toe.
Anyone entering the Colonel's office without permission will be taken to the interrogation room. No exceptions. But I'm the Colonel. Whether you're entering without permission or here because of my orders, I have the final say. There's just one minor thing, though. Any intrusion and duplication of system permissions will be reported straight to HQ. Covering up the traces will be a hassle.
Caleb slowly pries my fingers from the terminal decryptor and takes it. His movement is deliberate, yet firm, leaving no room for resistance yet.
I doubt you'd put me between a rock and a hard place, right?
The face, the voice, the actions. I know them all too well, yet the person standing before me is like a stranger. I open my mouth, attempting to question him, but the words falter and fade away. In the face of his composure, all my feelings seem utterly hopeless. Caleb, I just want to figure out what kind of trouble you're caught up in right now. Can you tell me?
I can't speak about anything that's classified.
What happens if you do? Will you also be sent to Atlee Island and become another abandoned pawn?
When's the last time you took care of your hair? It's a lot longer now.
He stays calm and gentle, softly brushing my stray hair away from my face. As if nothing happened, he smoothly shifts the conversation.
I can't even see your eyes.
I notice the blinding gleam from the insignia on his shoulder. After a long pause, I slowly manage a wry smile. Ah, Caleb. Has anyone ever told you that this uniform is like your mask? He stands motionless. The door is right there, but we're locked in a standoff, unable to move past each other and leave. I did set that nickname. Come on. Let's go home. Darkness enshrouds his eyes, making his expression hard to read. He glances down for a moment, then lifts his gaze again. The fleeting wavering has already dissipated like a mirage.
Okay, let's go home.
Oh, I liked that episode. That episode was fun. We got to go into his personal computer, check his search history, understand why he's such a good stalker, and take a good look at his full body scan. You know, his arm isn't the only thing that's been modified. I'm just going to say that now. I know Caleb wouldn't reveal the fleet's secrets to me, but he once said he would have been abandoned if he didn't join the fleet. He didn't want me to suffer that pain again, and also admitted that he's always been this cold, distant, gloomy son of a gun. I really can't tell which version of him is real. I know he's the most important to me in this world. The touring ship, the secret training, the two big blue modifications. Whatever these terms really mean. I hope they're not tying him up. Or maybe I do want him to be tied up. Why am I holding the microphone like that? I feel gross. Whoa! Let go of the microphone, Nath. These strings compelled him to reappear before me, and one day, the unseen hand controlling these strings will pull him away from me once more. The TUM fleet's handover is undoubtedly a conundrum, and I'm bracing myself for the process to drag on endlessly. Yet 3 days later, an unexpected banquet is held. Oh, that looks like a nice restaurant. Oh. You guys listen to that music? As music fills the air and glasses clink, people approach Caleb every now and then to offer their toasts in his honor.
I never thought the handover would progress so smoothly. Will you also present the survey report at HQ next month, Colonel?
See you later, Casey.
There's a bright future ahead of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
After dealing with another officer who came for a chat, Caleb finally puts down his glass and walks to the corner where I'm standing.
It's only been a couple of minutes and your hair's looking a little messy. Where did you go?
He gestures for me to lower my head, then he removes his glove and leans in to carefully adjust the strands of hair near my ears. The ornate mirror beside me catches a transient glint. It's from the hairpin Kaylee gave me before the event.
I imagined how good you'd look with it when I bought this. And I was right. You're stunning. Do you like it?
His fingertips brush against the back of my ear. Makes me shiver, but I don't flinch. I don't say anything either. From your earlier conversation, the handover of the TUM fleet went well, I'm guessing.
So you've been paying attention to what I say. Well, you're correct.
Until the day before yesterday, most of them were still unwilling to cooperate. My gaze sweeps across the banquet hall as I silently savor this peace I haven't experienced in a while. There are no biting remarks or sarcasm, and amidst the soothing music, the faces drifting by are peaceful and somewhat unfamiliar.
Are you asking me where Colonel Heath, Tomb Officer number 3997, and all those who opposed the handover went? Surely you figured it out by now.
You shot them in the head.
They're right where they should be. They won't disrupt us or cause you any more stress.
He did.
Isn't that a relief?
He did. He did. He killed them. The night breeze rustles the curtains by the floor-to-ceiling window. Moonlight bathes him in its greyish glow and makes him appear like a statue made from plaster.
Why are you giving me that look?
Well,
do you hate it when I'm like this?
I'm just curious. If I throw a wrench in your plans, like those people, what are you going to do to me? Lock me up?
You wouldn't force me to do that.
Yeah, I've got your back after all. Doesn't matter what you do. So, Why are you still not telling me about your plan? Amidst our silent impasse, the music transitions to the next song. Whoa! It seems I won't receive an answer from him. I turn to leave, but in the next instant, danger erupts. What the hell is that?
Get down.
Something whizzes through the air. My sight is obscured by the mist, and out of habit I turn and draw my gun, but Caleb reacts even faster. Suspended in front of his forehead, defying gravity, is a bullet. Oh. You're their target? Quick, take cover. I tighten my grip on my gun and try to lead Caleb behind a pillar, but he stops me in my tracks. He doesn't meet my gaze. His eyes linger on his palm instead, his lips pressed into a thin line for some reason. Caleb?
There's no point in hiding. This bullet is probably their first move.
I heard the doggy. As we talk to each other, the commotion inside the hall quickly subsides. Well-trained officers quickly regain control of the scene, but the assassin has yet to be captured.
It's a diversion. Their actual target must be elsewhere.
He slowly clenches his fist, and when he raises his head, the shadow of his cap's brim obscures his eyes. Following his line of sight, I look outside. He's staring in the direction of the Alpha and Beta fleet bases.
You stay here. Liam.
How many people can you trust now? Caleb, I'm your best choice. Come on, man. I shake his grip off my wrist, and something flickers in Caleb's gaze. A hint of hesitation betrays his words for the first time.
It's possible that either the Alpha or Beta fleet base has been taken over, but I can't be sure which one. I already sent people to the Alpha fleet base.
I'll check the other base for you. Our eyes lock. We found ourselves in a stalemate once more. This time, after a long silence, Caleb finally relents.
Liam, go with her.
Go on, Zane. The adjutant standing silently beside us looks at Caleb, and after they make eye contact, he nods to acknowledge the order.
Be careful.
You too, buddy. I hastily holster my gun and head for the exit, and before I step into the dark night, I look back. Caleb, you really do need me for this, right?
Yes.
Alrighty. Wait for my good news, huh? You know, if they were standing like 10 meters apart, like either side of the room, I wouldn't be able to hear that. You know? Like, it would just be silent. I'll be like, dude, you having a heart attack, dude? You got asthma? Like, you need an inhaler? You okay? Hello? But we're having like a normal conversation, but we're like 20 meters away from each other. In like normal volume. The girl's figure fades into the night. She's heading in the opposite direction of where the real danger lies. The veins on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede. What? The veins on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede. The way they describe these things is so weird. He narrows his eyes at the bullet in his palm for a long while. He slowly tightens his grip around it. In the unfathomable darkness, the only source of light emanates from a door slightly ajar in the flea's armory. Approaching the sound of footsteps reverberates in the vacant dim corridor. Sorry, I've got the giggles. Let me giggle. What's he called? Toki. Is it Toki? Protect me. The man who's sitting in the room unveils a malevolent grin. Is the little man here?
You're quick on your feet.
What the heck?
You're quick on your feet.
Oh, I've got the giggles, guys.
You're quick on your feet.
Why do I find this funny? There's too many funny. It's like it was too much all in one go, and then Monty came in as well. So it was. Oh jeez, it was the neck pulsing. It was the.
You're quick on your feet.
The voice acting and then the breathing. Oh man. Seemingly crushed by an unseen force, the man's veins instantly swell. His face turns red as he collapses to his knees, unable to control his fall. At the same time, numerous red dots light up, all zeroing in on Caleb's figure that's concealed among the shadows.
Who said you could start it when she was around?
How could you?
No gunshot rings out, and the expected explosion never comes. Caleb locks eyes with a dumbfounded man as he walks into the light, one deliberate step at a time. The gun barrels aimed at him are twisted downward. The crisp sound of breaking bones cuts through the air as he steps on the man's wrist, pinned to the ground. I like this guy's voice acting. Hi, Fuzi.
Having me die for no clear reason in this armory I've just taken over. Honestly, it's not a bad idea.
I don't know. I know it's really. I'm so sorry if you guys are so immersed in this context, but it was just the combination of like. I had the giggles because this line here, Caleb's neck bulge, the veins on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede, and it was just me and my thoughts just running wild. And then the Colonel gets wrecked. He gets absolutely destroyed. He's like, "Oh, you're quick." It's just.
You're quick on your feet.
And then it was the this bit. It was kind of funny. It's just me. If it's just me, I'm so sorry, but it's made me laugh. Like I'm sweating now. Oh, dude. Oh shit. Black Oracle. Nate, you can be the 6th LI. I said that terribly. I am the 6th LI. Nice to see ya. Anyway, should we compose ourselves? Should we do that? Should we compose ourselves? Alright. Calm. Tranquil. Bulging neck vein. Okay. Oh, jeez. I can't do it. Okay, try.
That'll definitely make those cunning old foxes at the top suspicious. Naturally, I'll be a perfect justification to purge all the people I've just gathered under me.
After slowly putting on his gloves, Caleb leans down and grabs the man's distorted, reddening face.
Too bad you picked the wrong target.
Oh, I like his voice here. Caleb's hand moves to the man's throat. Heath's eyes bulge with pain as Caleb's grip tightens, and the bones in his neck creak under the pressure.
You don't you dare to kill.
Why don't I? Haven't you already come up with a reason for it? A firearms mishap in the armory, with Colonel Heath and others heroically sacrificed.
Don't you dare.
Humor me for a bit. Who do you think those old foxes will protect? A valuable colonel? Or a bunch of corpses with unknown causes of death?
Ooh, he's really clicking it.
Colonel Caleb, it's been a long while.
In the shadows, a slender figure emerges. With a flick of that person's fingers, dark blue veins abruptly surface on the side of Caleb's neck. He's brought down to his knees.
I thought destroying the Turing chip would be difficult. I'll just use your dead body as a greeting gift to Professor Lucius then.
The incandescent light bulb suddenly goes out, and with a flash of lightning outside, Caleb's pupils contract in an instant.
I was wondering how Heath would dare to act so recklessly. Turns out it was you.
With bloodshot eyes and muscles taut with strain, Caleb slowly lifts his head, each movement underscored by the flickering and throbbing hum of electricity.
Even with you involved, the outcome will still be the same.
The door slams shut with a jarring finality, setting off a symphony of sounds that echo like a chaotic banquet. Yet as the thunderstorm rages, the cacophony gradually gives way to silence. Fascinating. It's really fascinating what's happening right now. The bulge neck. The bulge neck. You guys doing? One more and we'll have a quick interval. Subdued thunder grumbles in the sky as a deep roar resounds from the command center, as concealed within dark clouds. Aircraft stands on the silent runway, and after checking both bases, I've confirmed that the so-called takeover was nothing but a fabrication. Above my head, the navigation lights of more than a dozen aircraft weave dense, glowing trails across the night sky. The wind stirs up the airwaves, sending them swirling into the distance. Those are Caleb's reinforcements, right? I look at the adjutant who had forcefully escorted me back to Skyhaven, and in the descending rain, his countenance remains calm. The fleet bases were never in danger. It was Caleb who played the diversion. And you knew this, Liam.
Considering the circumstances, ensuring you left the area was for the best.
You guys really think that sounds like Zane? Really?
Considering the circumstances, ensuring you left the area was for the best.
Did he also predict that they make a move at tonight's banquet? Oh man, he planned out everything again. But I never thought my role would have me be out of the game.
You were the only person the Colonel can trust. However, your presence would affect his decisions. Please don't hold this against him.
How could I? It's just that this overwhelming need to protect me is just... it's a little bit crazy. And even if I return to the fleet's command center now, I'd only end up being a spectator at Caleb's side. On the dimly lit street where light and shadow intertwine, I shuffle around aimlessly. Liam, you're Caleb's buddy, huh? You think he trusts you?
I don't need the Colonel's trust. I only need his orders.
So if he orders you to leave behind your beloved ones, you'd do it?
That's precisely why I can stand by his side and serve him.
Huh. The red light flickers on the opposite side of the empty crossroad. I stop in my tracks and look into his empty gaze. Caleb Ben, you think he sounds like Viper? Maybe.
Miss Hunter, we're not the same as you.
How so? Is it because I'm not modified? Lim, if the chip was implanted into me, what would your colonel do?
He'd do whatever it takes to get it removed. But miss, you don't have to put yourself through that pain.
Of course.
You're safe now. I'll start heading back. The Colonel said he'll be waiting for you at home after the banquet ends.
Liam bows and then salutes me. He turns to leave. The downpour drapes over the glass wall by the street. I look over and see my blurred reflection in a cascade of falling Asiatic apple petals. What the hell is that? Google. Google, darling. Hello, Google.
Asiatic.
How did I say it? Asiatic.
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 Asiatic. Relating to or deriving from Asia. Wow, I should have seen that a mile away. Oh boy, the touring chip I took from the Colonel's office is still in the secret compartment of my shoe along with the implanter. The remaining distance between Caleb and me will disappear with just one simple press. The street lights glimmer in the rain as I sit on a bench. I'm drained of strength. The implantation is quick and simple. It's just a faint trace on the inside of my arm. This is my secret to bear alone. It feels like me against the world, and I'd go to any length to cry out my agony. Just imagining Caleb's reaction upon finding this out sends a shiver through the depths of my heart. She put it inside her. What the hell? The sound of footsteps draws closer, and just as the shadow engulfs me, the rain stops.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Why didn't you return home? Liam shouldn't have left you alone in the street.
I walked here by myself. It's got nothing to do with him.
Why are you sitting in the rain like this? You'll get sick.
When we played hide and seek in the past, Caleb always managed to find me. But even if he finds me now, I can't bear the thought of going back to that place called home with him. Caleb, look. There are Asiatic apples in Skyhaven. I turn away from Caleb's face, letting my gaze drift to the line of blossoming trees that extend into the rain.
There was an Asiatic apple tree by the train station near our old home. Every year when its petals fell, you'd be there to see me off before I left for Skyhaven. I didn't know you liked Asiatic apples.
I didn't know I liked them too until now. Oh. I don't. Because Asiatic apples, flowers, take you away from me. That's really sweet. I'll say that again. Because Asiatic apple flowers take you away from me. I don't like them.
No one can take me away from you.
The vibrant clusters of flowers carry no scent, like I'm staring at rows of trees adorned with beautiful but lifeless specimens.
Will you come back with me now?
How long do you plan to lock me up this time? A month? A year? Or forever?
If every problem pulls me further away from you, then I'll spend a lifetime searching for the answers. But until that final moment, we'll always be together.
What if my friends and colleagues from the association come looking for me?
In that case, I'll hold a funeral they can attend, so they'll think you're gone forever.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
Let's go back, or else you'll catch a cold.
Damn, look at his angry face. He's like, let's go back for. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm reading this. Miss Owari, thank you for the follow. Isn't it funny that you're worried about me catching a cold after discussing my funeral?
So, if I don't show concern as someone close to you, it doesn't count as being genuine? You can't convince yourself to hate me with every fiber of your being. Wouldn't you agree? I'll eventually find a way to make things right. As long as you're by my side.
Caleb, I hate it when you're like this. Get off me. Fine, come here. I missed you, buddy. What I hate the most is how you're always able to change my mind.
I'm sorry. I feel like I don't know how to take care of you anymore.
Look, what the hell's going on, man? Caleb, are you okay?
Let's go home.
Caleb, are you okay? Yo, dude. What's going on? I thought when he went down, I thought he was just sad, but he's literally physically, like, being taken down to the ground, right? Interesting. And the plot thickens. He was literally, like, his motor neurons just shut down at that point. That was crazy. Well, an hour and a half, I've lost my words today. An hour and a half it has been. I'm going to have a 5-10 minute break. Is that okay? And we can refuel and re-energize. So, see you. 10 minutes. 5-10 minutes. Something like that, okay? See you in a bit. See you in a bit. I'm back. And oh boy, I literally just ate my lunch. I can eat my lunch quick, right? I've got a big mouth. What did I miss? I had a Pokeball. Salmon Pokeball. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm not very good at restaurants. If we ever eat together, I'll probably be watching you most of the time because I eat quite fast. I'm like, up, up, up. And you'll still be there eating probably your first bite. It's quite quick. I eat quite quick. So. But I got some tea as well, so we're okay. Is everyone here? Fasten your seat belts. So what did we cover? First of all, we aren't sure if this is a dream. And I'll probably do this because it's a bit easier to see me. But first of all, we're not sure if this is a dream or not. But this is Skyhaven. And Caleb lives there. So we've been there before. I don't exactly know what we're doing there either. But when he gave us those sleeping pills in the main scenario, it makes me think that this is a dream. Because they were like, it just kind of followed up from there, right? So I don't know. But I hope everyone's here because we're about to start. We've got a busy schedule on our hands. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Given Caleb's current state, I can't entrust him to anyone in the fleet. I have to take him home. Without even drying off from the rain, I use all of my strength to bring his big, muscly body to my bedroom. And as soon as I push open the door, his weight pulls me down onto the soft bed with him. Oh, he's all over me. I prop myself up and my gaze is drawn to the crimson veins behind his ear.
Warning. Emotional fluctuations have surpassed the threshold limit.
The sound in the headphones is crazy.
Don't take her away.
I'm here, Caleb. I'm not going anywhere. He clenches his fists, his pale knuckles leaving behind a trail of blood. Damn, he's like holding on so tightly that he's like making himself bleed. I quickly take his hand and press it against my my chest. The crimson veins beneath his skin branch out from behind his ear, extend to his shoulder, and flow down his tense right arm.
Commencing chip activation process. Executing mandatory erasure of neurons.
Sweat soaks the hair on his forehead, dripping onto the bedsheet, and meanwhile his body is racked with spasms. Even though I'm unaware of what changes his body is undergoing, the scene before me is all too familiar. In the serene garden of that villa in Skyhaven, Kevy, who had recently lost his sister, went for a similar experience. This isn't good. I've got to make it stop. Steadying my trembling hands, I try to search for a button on his body, one that might not even exist. It's at this moment that he opens his eyes. Ah! The room swells around me and my back is slammed onto the bed. I look up to find Caleb's face, drenched in sweat, staring back at me. Caleb! My wrists are yanked above my head, pressed against something cold and stiff. It feels as if it's not his hand that's restraining me, but rather a lifeless machine.
Why are you struggling?
What do you mean, why you're struggling?
Scared of me? Do I feel like a stranger to you?
He leans down, his damp hair catching the room's cold light in the room. Drops fall and trickle down my collarbone.
Program complete.
How could you possibly understand my guilt and sin?
The pressure pinning me down finally eases. His body slumps onto me. Only his right arm continues to twitch in some sort of rhythmic pattern. Since Caleb returned to me, I rarely had nightmares about him. But I dreamed of him that night. There was no sun. He floated within a dark green jungle. The ropes that bound him morphed into vines sprouting from sturdy branches. They wrapped around his wrists and ankles like venomous snakes flicking their tongues. Every muscle swelled under the vines' encroachment. Tiny hair-like thorns pierced his skin and greedily siphoned nutrients from his flesh. They then injected new toxins into his nerves. His body trembled like a beast caught in a trap, struggling against the restraints that only grew tighter with every move. Finally, he crashed into the dirt, buried by leaves carrying the scent of decay. A wilted leaf fell down slowly. It covered his hollow eye socket. Hey, Ryume. The jungle devoured his body, leaving him as a withered tree choked by its grasp. Nice! Waking up from that dream, I groggily reached toward the other side of the bed. Caleb. My palm feels nothing but the mattress. I instantly return to reality. Caleb? I need to go to the living room. As soon as I make a turn in the hallway, morning light floods my vision. Skyhaven's sunlight has always been brighter than the one that touches Lincoln. And through the gaps between my fingers, a figure becomes clear, as if rising from a pool of clear water. When did you get up? I let out a sigh of relief and walked towards Caleb. I place my palm on his forehead and then slide it down his right arm, gently squeezing as I go. Do you feel better now? Let me take a look.
You...
His gaze shifts to my face, and he's holding a photo that was originally placed on the coffee table.
When I woke up this morning,
Hi, Luna Cat.
I saw you were lying down next to me.
Luna Cat Fairy Queen, what a name. What a pleasure to have you and to host you here with the nation. Oh, is that it? Not intending to guess the meaning behind his words, I lower my head and take the photo from him. In it, Caleb is wearing a uniform. The girl next to him is planting a tender kiss on his slightly surprised face. His embrace and the way he carries himself feels familiar. His body doesn't resist, and it almost seems like he wants more. This is a photo of Caleb and me, and it was taken when we graduated from Aerospace Academy, or when he graduated.
So...
His fingers brush my temples as he tucks a strand of hair behind my ear, tracing the curve of my very carby, pre-dessert jawline. Caleb gently lifts my chin. Dude, I'm fat. His cool touch strokes my cheek as if he's seeking an answer to some enigmatic question beneath my skin.
Who are you?
Oh. Caleb, you don't remember me? Oh shit, he doesn't remember us. The most absurd assumption ends up being true. Caleb is sitting in front of me, yet he acts like a puppet stripped of its soul. Unlike Kevy, his memories haven't been altered. The Turing chip has completely wiped them out. So it's more than just me. You don't even remember who you are. As he sits on the couch, it feels as though a frosted glass wall separates us. He's so near, yet I can't see him clearly.
But I remember the way you made me feel.
He lowers his head, his index finger fishing out the metal necklace hiding under his collar.
I also remember you gave this to me. Were we close like this?
After everything that's happened, it's hard to put our relationship into simple words. He was one of the most important people in my life, and even with all that has happened, he's still someone I cannot afford to lose. My heartbeat is like a ballroom that rises high, or a balloon in this case, only to come crashing back into my chest. When I lock eyes with Caleb, a ridiculous thought strikes me like lightning. No matter what I say, he'll believe me. Shit, what do I say? I kind of want to stay silent, but what do you guys want to do? Let's do a little poll. What should I do? It'll be... What do you guys want to see? And this music is so good. Mari with the quick 1, 2, which answer? Okay, everybody wants that one. Alright then. Alright. Okay, cool. You're the most important person to me. And I'm the most important person to you. As if to affirm my words, I snuggle against Caleb's chest and wrap my arms around his neck. Caleb, I'm the only one in this world who truly knows you.
You're the only one who truly knows me.
Yeah. And you'll never leave me. Just like the vines that cling to a tree. We shared a part of our lives with each other that we'll never forget. So, we'll never be apart.
I'm sorry. I can't remember anything.
It's okay. I'll always be here for you. The pleasure from deceit and setting traps almost numbs my limbs. I tighten my hold on him, and my lips brush against his earlobe. Just like what you've done for me. The open window is closed as a sudden breeze sweeps through the room. Our shadows intertwine and blend into the flickering darkness, mingling with the shifting patches of light on the floor. Caleb, can you promise me something? From now on, you won't go anywhere else, and you'll always stay by my side. Is that okay? After a moment's hesitation, the chill touch of his arm seeps through the thin fabric of my clothes and settles on the small of my back. The tightening force avows the last bit of distance between us.
I promise.
The amnesia Caleb was like a blank page in a book, the result of an error, and if someone must rewrite him, then that person was me, and me alone. I hid his phone, fleet's uniform, communication device, and anything else that might wake him from his dream. It's never easy to locate a fleet colonel's residence. That dim house was a chaotic black hole evading the constraints of time. He's reduced to a solitary, floating island that drifts within, and I was the sole resident. Over the course of 3 days, it's as if we've returned to our childhood, the small garden of that shelter where we first met. We only grew of each other's company, and the world beyond these walls didn't mean anything to us. Hey Ari, nice to have you here. Caleb, there are a lot of monsters outside. Will the world end tomorrow? There's no need to be afraid of the end at the end of the day. Where'd you want to go today? Let's have some fun, Pipsqueak. The amusement park. Skyhaven's amusement park was built on a small island near the central island. The top half of the Ferris wheel disappears into the clouds. Amidst the crowd's screams, the pendulum ride reaches its apex, and just off the ride, I lean against the railing, my stomach churning like a stall.
Aren't you supposed to be a deep space hunter? Is it safe for you to hunt in deep space when you're like this?
Caleb crouches down in front of me as he holds ice cream he just bought. I didn't have breakfast today. Besides, suppressing a sudden wave of nausea, I lean in and take a quick bite of the ice cream in his hand. It's just a title. That doesn't mean we're hunters in deep space, or we go into deep space to hunt.
So, if you're a deep space hunter, then what am I?
You're a good boy. Standing up and letting out a sigh of relief, I place the puppy-eared head where I've been holding on Caleb's head, and then I hook his index finger with mine as we walk into the bustling crowd. You're the sidekick of a deep space hunter. Time flows differently in the amusement park. And even without planning anything, we still managed to spend the entire day here. The dusk in Sky Havens paints the skies in shades of purple and orange as the sun sinks into the distant sea of clouds. The sightseeing train loops around the floating island. In the last passenger car, Caleb and I sit side by side in the back row.
I bet you used to tease me all the time. Am I right?
He removes the headwear and tucks it into the plush apple bag slung across his chest. He ties the glittering balloon to the train car's handle. But you always took it willingly. Even enjoyed it. He pats his own shoulder.
Want to take a nap?
A nap? I yawn again and lean my head on him. Ah, Caleb. In a happy place like an amusement park, no one wants to waste time sleeping.
Really? Well, this place kind of feels like a dream. And I don't think it's a waste of time to sleep in a dream.
Shifting into a comfortable position, I nuzzle Caleb and close. Oh, I see, and close my eyes. Then promise me you'll still be here when I wake up. The wheels rumble as they begin to move. Suddenly, the watch on my wrist emits a faint vibration. I turn away from him a little and check the message. It's a notice from the Hunters Association. My temporary assignment is supposed to end in 3 days. The association is asking about the progress of this mission and confirming my return date.
You took away my phone. So it's only fair if I confiscate your watch. Why do you look unhappy?
I put away my watch and turn back around. It's nothing. Our sweet dream is about to close its doors.
It'll be open again tomorrow. We can come back.
The clouds in the sky look like a flowing oil painting, and right behind Caleb is the fleet's command center on the central island's highest point. He's been Maya for 3 whole days. I wonder how it will take for the storm to reach us as it brews atop that tower. Words rush to my lips, but suddenly for some reason my mind feels foggy from a throbbing pain. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to understand that. Maybe this planet will explode tomorrow and it'll be the end of the world.
That's nothing to be afraid of. The world we live in is already mid-explosion. So even if it comes to an end, we can always move on to the next one.
The pain in the inside of my wrist intensifies, but somehow my nerves start to twitch with a strange, excited tremor. I'm older now. I don't believe in those stories anymore. I look down at Caleb's hand resting by his knee. Carefully, I separate his fingers and then give them a soft squeeze. I just realized how big your hands are. You know what they say about big hands.
Back then, when I was teaching you how to shoot, I couldn't completely cover your hands. But now...
Caleb's eyelashes flutter down as he lets me play with his fingers. Then gently he closes his hand around mine, enveloping it completely in warmth. Now, we've both grown up.
Does that mean we can finally do all the things we used to want to do but couldn't before?
Get your head out the gutter, you dirty boy. We couldn't do? Or you mean the things we wouldn't... Oh! No! It gets worse every time. Every time. Damn it. Oh boy. This game doesn't help itself. I'm like, get your head out the game, Nath. I get my head out the game, and the game's like, no, go back in. Put your head back in there. Crazy, right? Oh boy. Our fingers intertwine, our skin rubbing against each other. I can feel his heartbeat travel from his bone to my ears. Caleb's voice takes on a serious tone.
What if I dare? Will you do the same?
My fingers slightly tremble in his grip. I have a sense that something is about to explode. I look up and force myself to respond with a determined smile. A determined smile? Caleb, since you said that, then... Hey, we want a bit more than kissing, but... prove it.
I thought everything I did was proof of my sincerity.
Nabi's like, kiss me! Press kiss me! The train track stretches into the clouds. Caleb leans in and presses his forehead against mine. Something seems changed in her heartbeat. His necklace sways with the wind and the silver glint flickers before my eyes. I'll do that to you too. A kiss touches my earlobe, and his teeth lightly graze my skin. A shiver rushes through me like a subtle poison that spreads to my fingertips. No, don't apologize, it's so cute. In this hazy moment, all boundaries appear to blur and grow unchecked.
I like you.
He kind of said that in a hungry way. I like you. My head begins to feel foggy and heavy again, and out of the corner of my eye I notice several chatters in the chat room approaching the floating island. Those are... Oh my gosh, it's... What's that? It's Nabi. What is Nabi saying? What's that poster? What's the poster say on the aircraft? What does it say? And it says, kiss me. That's how I imagine. I'm in Skyhaven, looking up. There's loads of airplanes, and these airplanes have those, like, you know, those messages, and it's like, kiss me. Exclusive to the fleet at Caleb's command. Every deployment is inevitably linked to its colonel. Tension grips me as I see them. I quickly wrap my arms around Caleb's neck. Caleb, let's go home. He follows my hurried glance, but fortunately the drifting clouds obscure everything from view.
We'll head back as soon as we get off the train.
Let's leave now. You scared? Clouds stretch endlessly outside the train, but I know Caleb will find a way out eventually. I press my hands against the edge of the train car and push myself up.
Hey, where are you going?
Use your evo. Anywhere is fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, tomorrow's the end of the world. He grabs my arm and pulls me back into the train car. As his eyes sweep over my inner arm, his grip tightens around my wrist.
Where did this come from? The chip?
I see his lips moving, but I can't hear him. Everything is drowned out by a piercing buzz. They're here, Caleb. They're coming. My body feels lighter, and the sweltering heat vanishes into darkness, drenched in cold sweat. Pain surges in waves, and only a faint straw-like glimmer of light remains floating on the surface. Whoa. So basically they saw like some aircrafts and they sort of spotted Caleb, and that's why she's panicking, right? Oh man, that was so funny. This myth is very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. I'm having fun. This is a funny myth. My body no longer feels like my own. The searing pain courses through my nerves, burning me from the inside out. It's as if I'm being rewired with cold, ruthless precision, as if by a scalpel. Erase. Organize. The relentless buzzing in my ears makes me want to scream, yet amidst the excruciating pain, something is gently pressed to my lips. I bite down instinctively, and a metallic taste spreads across my mouth. He just bit someone's lip. When I regain consciousness, my hands and feet are bound to a bed. I can't move. The familiar cold light hits me. I'm in the Fleet's infirmary. Hi, Nesquik Bunny. Why did you bring me here?
You need to control your emotions for now.
Caleb? He's back in his Fleet uniform, wearing that same unfamiliar mask-like expression. You remember everything? Since when? When we were at the amusement park, or before?
I haven't even asked my questions yet. When did you get that Turing chip implanted?
Blood rushes to my head, and my sanity fractures under my shaky nerves. Cold sweat pours down as I bite my lip to keep from crying out. Let go of me. My struggles are futile to him. Caleb removes his gloves and gently rubs my swollen lips with his thumb.
Don't hurt yourself. Rest. The surgery is being prepared. The pain will disappear soon.
The pain deepens with each throb of my nerves, and my vision starts to blur again. I'm almost collapsing in his arms, but I refuse to give in. Ever since we reunited, have you been enduring all of this? Why didn't you tell me?
If telling you the truth means watching you willingly get caught up in this mess, then I would have never shown up in your life again.
Caleb, I don't understand. They changed you. They treat you like a pawn and make you do those awful things. You belong to me. You're the person I cherish the most. How could they do this to you?
You're not feeling well, Pipsqueak. Please, just rest. When you wake up...
Okay, that completely threw me off there. Was that him undoing his zippers? When Caleb isn't paying attention, I quietly undo the restraints.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? I push him away, slip off the bed, and stagger towards the door. No one can take you away from me. I'll bring you to a place where no one can find us. I feel as if my body is out of control, and when the spinning finally steadies, I find myself stumbling and sitting down by the door. Behind me, Caleb walks over. He looks grim. Hey, let go of me. Wow. Boom. Spot on.
When you're like this, where do you think you can go? If you can't calm down, just stay like this for now. Remember when we were kids and you had a fever? You were so restless that I worried you'd hurt yourself by biting your tongue. So I let you bite my hand instead. One time you bit down really hard, and that mark lasted for 2 weeks. At the time, I thought that when you were older, I'd settle the score with you. One grievance at a time.
You're down there. Now, I'm the one who'll settle the score with you.
What do you want?
I want to peel open your heart to see what secrets are hidden within. As a fast-paced Flate's Colonel, you've never been put on a trial like this before, right?
A trial? What have I done wrong? What are you accusing me of?
You killed my Caleb. Caleb in this uniform, I don't like.
Pipsqueak, you should get some sleep now.
Look at you. You're like a sinner who's confessing.
Then can you carry a little of this sin too? Don't leave me in this loneliness any longer.
Ah, my head. My head.
It'll be like when we were kids. When you wake up. There won't be a trace of pain, or any memory of it left behind.
Thanks, Lenny. Behind the glass wall, Liam watches the girl as she lies on the device. The neural scan projection shows a red area spreading from the chip. It indicates that less than 10% of her body is affected by corrosion.
Forcefully dissolving the chip will erase all memories formed since its implantation, and it could cause irreversible damage to how her brain remembers things.
Thanks, Zane.
The worst outcome would be that she loses all her memories. Do you still want to proceed with the surgery?
Yes.
He presses the execute button and maneuvers the device to push the girl into the extraction pod. Liam hasn't checked his chip modification progress for a while. It's been a long time since he has lost control of his emotions. Most of his memories with his wife were erased during that initial struggle. The only fragment that remains is the image of the tears she shed when they last saw each other. He knew he should have cried too, but his feelings were like rusted old machinery. They rigidly froze his outstretched hand.
The chip has been successfully dissolved. The user memories have been erased.
The process finishes smoothly and the projection automatically disappears. The only unknown answer will be revealed when she wakes up. Liam looks at Caleb, who's beside him. With how he now observes things, he can't say which is more agonizing: forgetting someone or being forgotten by them. How did he regain his memories? In a dark, warm quagmire, a viscous substance slowly dissolves. My body regains a sense of boundless weightlessness. My consciousness stirs as sunlight filters through my blurred vision. Ah. Gentle footsteps echo outside. They're followed by the soft creak of a door opening. After a long while of trying to place it, I finally recognize the face before me. It seems to emerge from a hazy, water-like blur. Caleb? Sunlight spills a reddish golden hue into the room. As I lift my hand to shield my eyes from the glaring sunset outside, Caleb leans in to block the light for me.
I asked the association if you could take sick leave. So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside for the next few days, I'll be by your side.
My head feels heavy and foggy as if I've lost someone. Some important fragments of memories. Our eyes meet, and slowly my gaze drifts to the red mark peeking out from beneath his cuff. Bite mark. Caleb, what happened? Caleb slightly purses his lips, for a fleeting moment, his expression appearing peculiar, as if he's fallen into an abyss of sorrow.
It's okay if you can't remember for now. Eat something first.
He helps me up, tucks a pillow behind my waist, and sits on the edge of the bed. He's holding a bowl of porridge. The millet porridge is thick and fragrant, perfectly cooked. I take a couple of spoonfuls from his hand before turning my face away.
You don't want more?
I don't feel like it. He gives a slight nod and stands up. As he turns around, a sudden wave of anxiety hits me. I immediately grasp the fabric at his waist. Where are you going?
I'm just putting the bowl away.
Caleb sits back down and opens his mouth like he's about to speak. Yet he chooses to remain silent.
Don't worry. I won't go anywhere until you fall asleep.
The shadows under his eyes betray a night of sleeplessness. He gently brushes away the stray strands of my hair.
Feeling sleepy?
Every cell in my brain feels drained. It's like I fought for so long. Still, I shake my head. I don't want to rest. Unless you help me fall asleep. I have a hunch that when I wake up, he'll no longer be the Caleb who only belongs to me. I curl up against his chest. After a moment, he wraps his arms around me, resting his chin on my shoulder and letting out a soft, tender laugh.
Sure. Should I tell you a bedtime story, or do something else?
No bedtime story. You've never been a good storyteller since we were kids. Besides, I don't want to hear any more of your stories. A cool silver light glimmers near my neck. The metal pendant gently swings back and forth. Struggling to keep my eyes open, I cradle the pendant in my palm. When you come back, do you still remember what this gift represents?
You hoped I'd come back safe and sound from every mission, right?
Back then I thought, if you could just return to me, I wouldn't ask for anything else. A fleeting emotion passes through Caleb's eyes. I look up and tenderly touch his face. Caleb, you always stay by my side, right?
Yes.
Then, should I put a bell around your neck? I trace my fingers along his neck. They brush over his Adam's apple before pressing down on the center of his collarbone. You'll be right here. That way, you won't be able to escape me.
When you held my hand that day for the first time, I knew I'd never get away from you.
He leans down and kisses my forehead with a tenderness to show how much he truly cherishes me.
So don't be afraid. No matter what happens, I'll be here for
This
you.
music is so beautiful.
Now, time to sleep.
I smile, settle into a comfortable position in his arms, and close my eyes, holding his hand gently. Good night. What Caleb doesn't know is that the dissolution of the torn chip didn't completely erase those memories. Even long after, I still remember every absurd story I told him during those 3 days. The misplaced kiss amidst the clouds, and the searing warmth of his skin. However, this little secret only exists in those 3 days. It must wither and decay, buried in the soil, even if we were to fall and get devoured in that dense jungle. The amusement park is closed. The dreams are meant to remain within the realm of dreams. No one has visited the small garden behind the shelter in a long time. The young man wearing a uniform pushes open the iron gate and walks along the desolate path into the expanse of plants. His leather boots step over a toppled seesaw in the weeds. In the distance within his view, a girl is sitting on a paper crane. Her back faces him. She swings her legs over when she turns to him. The rusty springs beneath her emit a jarring, screeching note. Caleb, you're here. The side of the elephant's slide was etched with uneven marks of their height as they grew up. One row on the left, one on the right. His marks always sit a bit higher than hers.
I'm the older one, so I'll always be taller. And because I'm older than you, my hands are bigger. I'll start school earlier too. I'll always be a step ahead. That's just how it is.
The boy's voice fades away. He looks up and sees his 11-year-old self climbing that tall tree near the building for the first time. He sits at the treetop. He draws out a paper crane from the window using his Evo and brings the girl from inside the building to the window's edge. He times it perfectly. He peeks out from under the windowsill and extends his hand towards her. He asks as if she wants to come along with him. This abandoned place with overgrown vegetation is their first paradise, but the wind sweeps away those lingering echoes of the past. Hide and seek is over, and she appears before him from the swirling darkness. Caleb, how come you're always the first one to find me? Her voice pierces his heart like a jolt of electricity, a lingering affliction he can never quite heal. It's also the source of his fears, his retreats, and his darkest thoughts. She stands at the end of everything, drawing him in. Gravity warps into the black hole around her. He clasps his right arm as though offering a solemn gesture of devotion.
Maybe it's because I love you a little more than you realize.
Oh, that is so sweet. In the zero-gravity lab, the young man's body floats under the cold light, suspended in an almost primordial state. Tiny currents of electricity cackle in the air and sliver into his mechanical right arm.
The partial modification that's been completed is still under the Turing chip's control. However, we can't access the chip's records of Caleb's memories.
Has the chip been damaged?
Despite Caleb not being the perfect subject, they've sacrificed a great deal to obtain him. If the Turing chip in his body suffers any damage, the long-hidden plan will be in vain.
The chip's integrity is at 93%. It appears he's purposefully sealed his brain rather than damaging it. The patrol data we input disappears whenever it reaches a specific area. It doesn't get rejected or intercepted. It vanishes as if...
It's being pulled into a black hole.
Yes.
How troublesome.
Humans are inherently flawed, making us indecisive and hesitant. Only by erasing these weaknesses can we become invincible. If we don't tackle this area, we'll never be able to achieve a complete modification to him. Is there another way?
The Enforcer inputs another string of characters on the control panel, and after a moment...
Found it. This area was encrypted with multiple layers, so there must be a key to unlock it. There's likely only one key, and it's probably a one-time use.
The old man nods, giving one last glance at his great work before turning to leave the room.
Then let's find it, no matter the cost.
Oh, this is some juicy lore, guys. Juicy lore. Damn, juicy lore. That was a good myth, but it still doesn't answer so many questions in my head. That was a sweet myth. That was really sweet. And he's definitely the one that's being tortured, right? That's Caleb. Wow. Yeah, I think the pacing was really, really good. I was hooked from the beginning. Each chapter wasn't like a little bit long or dragged out. It was just nice. It was pleasant the whole time. I think Caleb's voice actor did a really good job as well. I like him. I like as a character as well. I think honestly, my favorite allies in this game is Silas and Caleb. I think it's those two. It's got to be those two. Oh, but Raphael's good as well. Oh, jeez. They're all good. They all have tragic stories. but I feel like their personalities are very pleasant for me. Caleb's the guy that I'd go to the gym with. Silas is like peak man. Peak man. Peak handsome man. This song is so good. I really enjoyed doing this myth actually. I can see why people were excited about this one. What a fantastic myth, right? Jeez. Yeah. I feel like if you had a character, if you know someone in real life that's like Caleb or Silas, then you're winning. Crazy. Wow. I think he's got a very interesting story as well.